Hello, day 21. Last couple of videos I did, well, the last video I did, I said I was feeling better from being sick, and I'm glad I recorded that a day in advance because I spoke too soon. Like, I just, this has been like a light cold, I guess you'd say, light cold that I've had. Um, but I slept again all yesterday, or so. Hopefully today I feel better. Like all day. But I'm not going to try and push myself. Okay, so I did that. I think I already did these. If not, I'll rewatch my videos and make sure I did. But I'm pretty sure I did. I could be wrong. It's been like a longer time to do this book than I thought I was going to do. Okay, so here we go. The negative, write negative thoughts here, then rip the page out and burn them. Let them fucking go. And like I already said these, so now to add to those, so I want to get out of living where I am, and like the guy I live with, it's a very complicated. I mean, it's not really that complicated, but I would like to move out and get my own place. I don't think he's happy. I'm not happy, but right now we're kind of stuck living together. So I would like to move out eventually, if I can. So a couple years ago, I realized I really wasn't happy. And I figured I was just having like, a midlife crisis because I was getting close to 50. You young people, hopefully you don't go through it, but you probably will. It's just like you get to a certain point in your life and you like reassess everything that you've gone through and where you are in your life currently, and is that where you thought you would be at this age that you're at, and all that stuff. You look at all the things you could have done with your life or the things that you did do with your life, and it can, I think it's normal, but it's not fun. It's really not fun, at least for me. But so I want to move out. So in the beginning of the year, when I was waiting to find out if what the lump I had was anything, I realized that it might be something, and I'm stuck here living in this part of my life, which isn't bad. Like, it's not a bad guy. I'm not in a scary situation. It's just we're not happy. Like, there is more to life. I want more out of my life than living with a basically like a roommate with nothing else but we're together because he's comfortable and he doesn't want anything else, and I can't move because I'm stuck. When in reality, we haven't really been boyfriend and girlfriend in like over 20 years, so there you go. Like 8, 9 years ago, he started sleeping on the couch, so really, I want to get out, I want to get more. There's more to life than living like this. It's, like I said, it's not the worst, but I do want more. So, while I was waiting for finding out if I have cancer or anything, I started thinking like, well, if I could move, where would I want to move? Now I could stay here in Vegas. I could go back to California, where I got friends and I got family doesn't see me when they come out here, so that is not a reason to go to California. Friends, yes. Family, no. Honestly, just being honest. I could go to Oregon, where I have a couple of friends. I have one friend that lives up north in Oregon, like in the Portland area. And when I lived in Oregon, it was down in the south part of Oregon. And I still have a friend that lives down there. So now I think I would like living in Oregon. When I was 18, no. At least in the town that I was in. If I was up in by like the Portland area, I probably would have really liked it. But that's not where we were living. So I could do one of those. Or I can move to a completely different state where I don't really know anyone. Or I have friends all over the place, but I haven't really thought about where else I would move. Um, when I was dreaming, like dreaming big, I'm like, I could move. I want to move either to England or Australia. Like, those are the two countries. I would like Ireland too, but sometimes I don't know what they're saying. It's not a reason why I wouldn't go, but when you get a really thick Irish accent and they talk really fast, you're like, what? But I've always loved England and I've always loved Australia. So that is before Mr. Australia that I was talking about previously. So that had nothing to do with my reason for wanting to move there. But there's a plus now because I would know somebody there. I don't know anybody in England. Would I move to England not know anyone? Yes, I would. I'm one of those people that is crazy enough to move to a different country as long as I can speak the language and it's somewhere that I want to go. I would totally go by myself. I have no problem doing that. And I look at it as an adventure, and I haven't done anything crazy in a really long time, and I can feel that part of me wanting to get out. So the negative thought is that I'm going to be stuck here. I'm never going to get out of here. So what I have to do when I have that kind of negative thought is I plan. So what I did earlier in the year is I was looking around and seeing what it would take for me to move to either England or Australia. Like, what do you get? I need a passport. That's number one. I would have to apply for a visa, and there's a couple of different ones. There's like a work one. There's like a vacation or whatever. There's one that you could say you're going to get married, and you have a certain amount of time before your visa expires that you need to get married. Um, I'm not saying I'm getting married to anybody. Chill, but I might. You never know. So that kind of thing, and then like how much it would cost, and what would I take with me. So the last month, I started getting back into thinking about this again, and now I gotta like look at all my possessions, and even if I moved here in just in my city, furniture wise, all I would take would be my bed. And I have like a bucket chair in my bedroom, and it has like a little stool. Really, that's probably the only furniture I would take with me. So everything else would be boxes of clothes and possessions. So easy peasy. Now, if I move to a different country, I wouldn't take. I mean, God, I love my bed, but I may not take my bed. It depends on how much it would cost to move, and the space that I take, and how much if it's weight, and you know eventually you get to the point where you get cutthroat with the things you're going to take, and my clothes would have to be cut down. Um, and, just other possessions. Um, what would I take? So I started doing that again. And now I'm in the mind frame where it's getting cooler out, so I can start selling things that I don't necessarily want to keep for the money to save. And I need a new phone before I do anything. I need a new phone. But so negative thought with that is never going to come to being a reality. I'm going to be stuck living with the same person for the rest of my life and being unhappy or not fulfilled or whatever the word I'm trying to think of. Restless and just, living with a person who's nice and safe, but there's nothing else there. I want more. If I'm going to live through cancer and I'm going to beat it, there has to be some reason for me to fight, you know? Like, I don't have I don't have kids. So I'm not gonna have grandkids. I don't see my family. don't really even see my friends that live here. So if I'm going to go through this whole battle of whatever I got to do to beat cancer, I have to have a goal. I have to have something to look forward to. And that's not making it where I'm like depending on somebody else, you know, like Australia. I know somebody there. I'm not going to put that kind of pressure on somebody going, ooh, I'm going to stick around for you. No, I can't do that to somebody. And I wouldn't do that to somebody. Whether it be a year or two or longer, I think it would be really awesome to go live in a different country. But on the flip side, I do the same with positive thoughts. Like I'm a good listener and I'm a good friend. Look at all the negative crap I had, and look at all the very small positive things I had. I'm loyal. Um, People seem to think I'm funny and like to have me around. Um, I'm polite. I can be really street or I can be really proper. Depends on the situation and the people. Um, like like street, street. I can though. I can be pretty street. Um, I care a lot about animals and their well-being. I care about people and their well-being, although I say I hate people. People who are in situations where they are down on their luck or they need help. I would love to be able to do something to help people like that. You know, either you're homeless or you have an addiction and you need help, or that kind of those kind of situations where people really just need a helping hand would be great. I'm empathetic. I'm compassionate. Um, Sometimes I'm a little too empathetic. I can be really emotional and get stuck in my head, but that's not a positive thought, is it? As long as you don't really, 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 really wrong me, if we have a break in a friendship or something, or like an ex boyfriend of mine, if you needed me, I would be there for you. If you told me you needed me, and I would be there for you. There's only one person recently that I would say I would not be there for, and it's because she. God, I don't even want to talk about her, but I will. Um, she tried to burn my life. The week before I was supposed to go into my surgery for the the cancerous lump, and I was supposed to be what do you call it, in quarantine for a whole week, so I didn't get sick. She chose then to try to burn my life to the ground, and so her, I will never ever. There's some things I can't forget, and that's one of them. Um, so I anyone other than her, if we've had a fractured friendship, relationship, um, family bond that's been broken, anyone else than that lady, I would be there for if they needed me. They just gotta ask, because I don't want to have anybody feel they don't have somebody that is there for them. Because I know how lonely it can feel. I always like meeting new people. Um, I think it's fun to meet people who are different than myself, different ways of thinking. It gives me different viewpoints, and that's always interesting. I'm a Gemini. I like to talk. I will talk to pretty much anybody. Um, um, I've been told recently I'm pretty intense, but I think that can be a good thing. Um, I'm definitely not boring. Definitely not boring. Just whether or not you can take my intensity and or not. Um, And because I know what it's like to be judged for how I look different or whatever, I usually befriend people who are the ones that are left on the outside. I look for that. I kind of look for those people, or maybe I can just recognize somebody who has that kind of pain or sadness, or feeling left out. Um, yeah, I always try to include everybody in everything. I don't want anyone to feel left out, unless they want to be left out. Then that's their own choice. Um, and one of the reasons why I wanted to be a makeup artist is because I wanted to help mostly women, but I haven't worked on a man really. Want to help females feel better about themselves. Not that you have to pile on a bunch of makeup to look better, but like if you're not a female, you're not going to really understand this. But as a female, sometimes when you just you don't have to be all glammed up, but just a little bit of makeup on, it can make you feel a little more confident. A little bit of makeup can just make you feel a little better about yourself. All right, well, I think that's enough for today. Thanks for watching, and I will continue tomorrow. Bye.